So you can easily say, give a gunner a very specific order, and then give the driver a very specific order. So it could be an order like this: driver, direction 270, slow speed, maintain wedge with 1-1. And that could be that should just be what info the driver needs to think. Okay, I need to go west at 10 kilometers an hour and stay at 45 degrees back left of the lead tank. Then the next order from commander could be gunner arc of fire 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock. And that should essentially lead to that the gunner knows, okay, you all know what the clock is on the vehicle, right? Or 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 or 9. Yeah, cool. So essentially, when you're being told that, you should just know, okay, so from 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock, that's my arc of security, arc of watch, arc of fire, whatever you'd call it. And when you're given an arc like that, you shouldn't be looking anywhere else unless the commander tells you. And that's actually very important to Arma. It's very, very important that you maintain your arcs of fire. Because as soon as you can just imagine you're driving the column, and the tank watching the left decides, hey, I want to look what's on the right side of the column. Up pops an enemy vehicle, boom, blows up the lead tank, and you're fucked. So it's very important, and it's since it's very fast-paced, it can easily come down to who spots who first. Further examples of comms could be commander saying, driver halt, gunner target 330, well fuck, gunner target 330, 1,200 meters, tank, Sabo, fire. And the reason for what this means is driver stop, of course, and this is usually done to make the gunner's job easier, or for the driver to prepare for a new maneuver. Gunner gets the information the gunner just got was bearing and a range Also gets type of target, tank, and he gets the ammo he is to use to destroy it. And lastly, he's told fire when ready. You can imagine if the sentence would just been gunner target 330, 1,200 meters, tank, Sabo, and I didn't say fire, then you just stand by for an order. You could imagine your platoon spots an enemy unit, but you don't want to engage just yet. You want to get the rest of the platoon ready to engage that enemy unit so you can get a maximum effect. Then you could easily just be told, okay, stand by to fire. And then the commander will decide when it's appropriate to fire. You just hold the eyes on the target there. Okay. Any questions on communicating in the tank? I know it will easily be fucked up since you're inexperienced, but I want to make sure that you know that speed is of the essence when communicating tanks.
Is there a field manual for communication in tank?
I'm not sure if there's a field manual, but I know there's a manual. I can link it to you.
Okay.
Like, I'll get the link right now. Okay, it's in the TeamSpeak channel now.
Thanks.
That's an American one, though.
Not a problem.
Okay. Next thing we're moving on to is tactics in an armor troop. And of course, you've all done the familiarization course, so you know the difference between column, stacked column, line, wedge, echelon, etc.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So these formations should be pretty straightforward. One thing I want to point out is, in an armored vehicle, the formations you would usually be with much greater spacing than infantry. Where infantry you want like 5-10 meter spacing between your guys. On a tank you'd usually want 50 to 100 meters spacing between the tanks at least. I usually tell people that you should only separate your units by the view distance or half the effective weapons range. And on a tank, you have an effective weapons range of 3 kilometers, so you can easily separate your tanks by even 1 kilometer if you need to. Not usually a good idea, but you can do it in some sort of engagements. Okay. There's also something called tactical halts. Tassel, do you know some examples of how tactical halts can look?
Not directly.
Not really?
No.
Anyone?
Maybe if there is a hole in the formation.
That's more if you imagine yourself driving down a road and you're told to halt. You just fucking halt in the middle of the road and stand there waiting for
I'm
something to
guessing
happen.
it means you turn off the road and set up a 360 security around your position with the tanks.
Yes. Yes, some sort of that, something like that. Do you have some formations for that, Heavy?
Not really.
Not really? Okay.
No.
Yeah, you have the herringbone formation for how it looks.
Yeah, herringbone. You know it?
Yep.
Nope.
No, sorry.
Okay.
I've heard it, but
I'm just gonna draw this on the road then. If you look on one of the roads going south from the airfield, I'll put it down on some as some markers. First, I'm gonna put down a platoon that's just in a column formation. You see the 4 black X's.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm moving north, and they're told to halt. So when they halt, instead of just holding there on the middle of the road, they'll go into herringbone formation, and that's essentially it looks like a staggered column from above. You have one vehicle like this, second one, third one. Essentially, you just turn off the road and park somewhere either in cover or just so you're off the road, because the easiest target for an enemy aircraft to hit is the road itself. So they would immediately just go for the road. Make sense?
Yeah.
Beyond that, we also have the more complex ones, depending on who you are. And one of them is what I call triangle defense. And that depends on how many vehicles you have in a unit, essentially. I'll just mark it on the airfield. A triangle is essentially just this, where you have a vehicle at each black marker. Or if you have more vehicles, then more vehicles per, then you're doing a different formation. If you just have 3 vehicles, then you can park them like this and give each of them a 120-degree field of fire, and you can cover yourself 360 pretty easily. If you have 4 vehicles, you can do a box formation, where you get a 90-degree field of fire. Oh, do you see that?
Yep.
Yeah.
So essentially, when we're moving out, and I can call out, and we had enough tanks for it, I could call out triangle, and you'll just be figuring out how to form that triangle. Usually, what you do has the lead vehicle halt where he is, then second vehicle go off to the right, and third vehicle go off to the left. And if you have 4th vehicle, he'll just be halted where he is and turn so he's watching the rear. I was also considering teaching you a Cloverfield formation, but you're so few guys here, and it's so little application that we're not gonna be bothering with that. Okay, any questions so far on armor tactics? Nice and easy. Okay. Next thing is, of course, bounding. Bounding tactics are the same as with infantry, of course. The idea is that you get that you maintain fire maneuver. You maintain a unit observing or providing fire while another unit moves. Essentially, making sure that the enemy has a hard time engaging your moving units. There are some different considerations to infantry though, where infantry are more concerned about moving from cover to cover and being able to hide from their positions. Armored have some different issues. Armory moves for larger fields of fire. So essentially that means whenever you move, you don't just move to the nearest cover with your tank. You move to the nearest little hill or something where you can obtain a large field of fire, where you can hit a large area of open ground, essentially. These are also what's called battle positions. So where you wanna, essentially where you can fight from stationary. That's battle positions, and whenever we do armor tactics in game, we usually don't assign enough of these battle positions because essentially any good Overwatch position should be designated as a battle position. So you can easily say, okay, 2 section move to battle position Alpha, 3 section move to battle position Charlie, and then you know what's going on. You're moving out. Okay, when Alpha we're overwatching north, when Charlie we're overwatching west. Pretty fast and pretty straightforward. If you do mechanized setting, your vehicles should always get priority of fire positions. Essentially, you want to think of your armor vehicles as less sneaky snipers, because anything a sniper can hit, and a tank can fucking hit as well. So wherever you want to put a sniper unit, for those of you that can only think sniper, then just think of your vehicle as a sniper that's not sneaky. When you're getting into position, there are some other things to consider, and those are called whether you want to get into just get into position, or you want to go into a hull down or a turret down position. Does anyone know those words? Or those terms?
Hull down is when your turret can fire, but your hull's obscured, so they can't hit your hull, only your turret. I'm guessing turret down is everything's concealed.
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna go out in the field and practice this, but essentially, hull down is a position where you can engage from, but your hull is concealed, so that of course gives you protection against enemy fire, but it also makes you a less obvious target, since obviously a turret is harder to spot than a whole tank. And turret down position, you don't conceal everything, but you move so low that only the commander can pop his head up and see anything, and everyone else is just stuck behind the hill waiting for him to say something. Actually, I have some pretty pictures, but yeah. If you want to see pictures of that, go into the forums and check out a guide Kraus wrote back in the day. Okay. Now we're getting into where you guys are gonna need to listen up. These are actions on contact. In tanks, the only real important thing when doing actions on contact is that you do something fast, since it's gotta be mere seconds that's saving you from fucking up. Actions on contact while moving, basically want to form line facing enemies and always turn your hull towards the enemy in order to gain maximum safety, since your front hull is always the strongest. And then you want to consider whether to stop and allow the gunner to engage and then turn, or turn immediately. These are some considerations that you can only really get from practice. I can tell you about the advantages to each, and I'm gonna do that, but you really need to just practice and get attuned to this. So the advantage of stopping immediately is that it allows your gunner to engage effectively and fast to take out the target. It should be used for a situation where the gunner can see the enemy, but has not yet engaged you, or if the enemy has commenced an ambush, or something like that. So if you see the enemy, then go ahead and halt the vehicle, have the gunner engage. Okay, while he reloads, then we're turning the hull towards the enemy, or backing up, or whatever we need to do. Whereas an advantage to turning immediately is if the gunner has not yet acquired the target, then there's no loss to keep moving. You can still point out a target to him as you move, and he won't be able to engage before he gets eyes on the target anyhow. So you can have your vehicle move into either cover, or at least just turning the hull towards the enemy, or the gun servos. The disadvantage is, of course, that the gunner won't really be effective while moving. I know in Arma we have the FCS system and we can actually hit targets while moving, but it's extremely hard in gaming as well as in real life. So it's a possible action, but not a recommended action in my book. And finally, what you want to consider is using smoke. It just so happens that we're finally able to use smoke in tanks again in this game. So I would really recommend that you do that as a tank all the time, or at least when you're being fucked up by someone. Smoke should be used for defensive purpose. That means when you're going away from an enemy, you should use smoke when moving from one cover to another, or when engaged in an open field, or where you drive directly away from the enemy. Not always game applicable, of course. You should not use smoke for offense fighting, because the only thing that will happen is the enemy will see that smoke, he'll be looking at it, and then you'll be coming out through that smoke, and you can't see him as you move through the smoke anyway. So always use smoke defensively. Never use it for masking and advance. It seldom works out. So I hope that kind of makes sense. Any questions so far? Okay, cool. In that case, we're gonna make a couple for armor crews, and we're gonna actually try and move out and do some armor shit. So let's see. We'll just have Tassel, Emo, and me be one crew, and then we'll have Herbie, Verox, and fucking Jan be in a second crew. We have the tanks parked right over there. So my guys on the left, Herbie's guys on the right.
Who wants to go from one from my
Probably.
Oh lol, who wants to be loader?
Wait, hang on.
Okay, guys, we're gonna be rotating positions. So who's commanding here? That's Herbie.
Here, Herb's in command. Who's gunner in? I think.
Okay.
Guess it's
So Tassel and Emo, just go ahead and take honor and driver position. I'll take commander for the beginning of this, and we'll be switching.
So Jan, you go driver. Verox,
Yeah.
go gunner.
Timo, choose.
I'll go commander for now.
Do you want to gun or drive?
Do whatever you want.
Oh, right, no, there we go. Well, we'll switch anyway, I'll drive.
You guys have 3-4-3s, right? Okay, fuck it. We're gonna get some. Actually, we're gonna go get some long-range radios. So my driver go ahead and moves out to the hangar where we spawn in next to the porta potty.
I'm sure we have vehicle racks.
No, we don't. They're disabled in Acre. And hold here.
Halt. Dismount, grab 148.
Hold.
Is there a tank running away from him?
VHF, right?
Yeah. Why do we want to use VHF over UHF?
Wait, what?
Why are we using VHF instead of UHF?
Because VHF has a longer range over ground.
Yes.
Thanks so much, just confirm with standby. Guys, this is already a critical point where you as a gunner just want to point your gun forward until you're told to do otherwise. Guys, we're going to be doing a few exercises in moving information. This is now what's called a fucking armor section, so we're going to be moving as a wingman team. I'll be 1, Herbie's tank will be 2. For now, we'll be moving in column formation out the east side of the airfield, and we'll be doing some formation exercises in the open field south of the airfield.
Okay. Kimo, you're driving, right?
Okay, so I'm guessing just
Okay, Kimo, forward.
tank when he moves.
Just go forward normal pace. Oh shit. Oh wait, fuck it. Just continue forward until we hit the road and then turn left. Actually just turn left and now on the road.
Onto the road, right?
Yeah. And then follow the road east.
As you mean turn right?
Yeah, turn right here. Just ram that gate. Can't be bothered with that.
What gate?
Okay, just follow this route for now.
Okay, we're gonna be following the road, and then when we hit the open ground further south, we're gonna go into wedge formation. Yes,
Okay.
okay. On bridge. Heavy saw copy. Hold here. Wedge heavy left. Nice. Continue forward south. Okay, when we're in this formation, go ahead and notice that it would be a good idea for the left tank to watch our sector to the left and our rear. Front tank will watch front and right side.
Oh, we just continue through the